Hey, you guys, the verdict is in. We all knew she'd be found guilty, but on 5 out of 6 counts. There were things that I was talking about in my live last night about the quarter moon that I want to highlight here.
Where to Jupiter all this time?
So this is a chart that is for Manhattan Trump Tower. And I can't believe I was just talking about this last night. There are some significant things I said.
Just expanding stuff and nowhere to go.
Let's see.
Also, Trump Tower, this fifth house, I always say the fifth house of the sun, because that's like POTUS. Well, fifth house of the sun at Trump Tower, that's Donald. This is at 4 Capricorn. This is the Soleimani eclipse. I always call it the Soleimani eclipse.
So the Soleimani eclipse, that was 2 years ago on Christmas. I'm saying here that we're going to find out some more things about what happened in the Middle East, not just related to politics, but with all of Donald's dealings in the Middle East. Remind you that it's believed that Epstein and Ghislaine's father was an arms dealer with the Israelis. And you can only imagine all the other things that they were doing with backroom deals and trafficking.
We're going to hear more about what's going on and the fallout and stuff in the Middle East.
But this thing.
Oh my gosh.
This thing right here.
Oh boy. So there is this asteroid, I think, called Mjolnir. This is known as Thor's hammer.
God of Thunder.
So just imagine what it can do with crushing Thor's hammer. Thor, the god of thunder. So this kind of triangle, it's devastating. It's a huge blow. These 2 points are 90 degrees apart. And then this is like, I don't know what this is. It's not a harmonious thing. These are all red squares when you see red squares. Mjolnir, Thor's hammer is right here at the bottom of the chart for Trump Tower. They're getting hammered. Hammered with something humongous big.
Yes, and that is at the base of the top, at the very foundation, the very base of the chart is getting struck with the equivalent of Thor's hammer. This Thor's hammer is right. It's actually slightly to the left of the bottom of the chart. Think of X marks the spot when you're looking for treasure. This is just to the left in the most final degree of this area, the third house, which has to do with communications, contracts, how about deliberations? Striking Manhattan with Thor's hammer. That, I'm like, what the heck could that be? Well, that was the verdict that came in today. And when that verdict came in, we have a chart. I ran really quickly. This is just what I want you to show you. Eastern horizon, western horizon. The first news I saw of it was at 5:10 p.m. Eastern in Manhattan. We're going to look at the asteroids. What sign is coming over the eastern horizon? The sign of Cancer. It is at 16 degrees. The highest point of this chart, meaning the sun's highest point today, was at 26, was here, and that's 26 degrees Pisces. Pisces, this is the sign, it's inspiration, but it's also disillusionment. And this transnational mafia, Donald, all of them, hide all of their crimes behind the cloud of Pisces, okay? So she's a predator. She is very strategic in how she preys upon her people. And look at all this is all the deliberation. We've got Jupiter. And how about that? Jupiter just went into Pisces, the compassionate servant, the healer in this area of law enforcement. This is the jury deliberating. They have a verdict. 16 Cancer. Look at this. Right conjunct here, the first house, well-being, the body, asteroid Epstein is 20 degrees. It is retrograde. This is an eclipse click point. But what has just risen, also 4 degrees away, is that asteroid Wuhan. You know, my Wuhan asteroid, which is like a warring, destructive asteroid. We've seen it with 9/11. We've seen it with the 1918 plague. Of course, coronavirus, Pearl Harbor. So what's happening on the ascendant, giving life to this moment, is this destructive, hidden, this area is hidden, war with Epstein. And the asteroid Jelaine, because everything rotates this way, she is leading this war, this destruction she and Epstein did. The pain, Lilith, with young girls, abandoning, abusing girls. That pain is leading Jelaine, leading this very destructive operation they've had. I mean, for this to be associated with Wuhan, Wuhan is transcontinental. It's global. Conjunct USA Sun, just past it, retrograde. And there's Epstein. She did all of this for him. He is the one who was in charge of all of this. And she was like the roadrunner, got everything together for him. That is this chart in this moment. I've talked about the 5th house of the sun. You know, it could be like, this is like a leader, the president, or a CEO, exec, you know. Look down here. This 5th house of the sun, we have the Rubicon. We've crossed a Rubicon here in our defenses of home. We've gone too far. The jury has decided we've gone too far. And next one there, Trumper, asteroid Trumper. Apparently we found out he flew 6 other times with his pilot. There's the moon, 14 degrees Scorpio, conjunct, applying to asteroid Lucifer, the devil. All this crap they did. And now Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, which in the chart from the 26th was at 29 Scorpio. It is now 0 degrees Sag. Sagittarius owns this real estate up here, which has to do with their laws and law enforcement. And holy cow, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Feeding this 6th house here, day-to-day activity, like their day-to-day operations, public servants. This is an area of service. So the laws that are at service and doing their work, right here, what introduces this area is 12 degrees Sagittarius. That is the ascendant of the United States chart. This has some pretty radical implications. This is a thunder lightning bolt striking with this verdict. There's going to be a lot that comes from this, in my humble opinion. Okay, enjoy. Bye.